we're here on a post-match recap where we're gonna walk through a stage that I recently shot.
We are MDT. We design, test, and create precision rifle chassis and accessories to help you shoot better.
This stage 2 is pipes and ties. Starting standing with all gear in hand, the shooter will remove their chamber flag and bolt back and insert your mag. Upon this signal, the shooter will build a position on the marked tie, the left railroad tie, and engage a big square with one round. If that's a hit, you move to the small square next to it. If not, re-engage the big target. Transition to the next marked position. Each of them have a number 1 through 5, and you'll continue to shoot 2 rounds per position for 5 total marked positions, 10 total shots. The target distance in this case is 660 yards. It's over a valley, and there are some variable winds that occur because of the terrain here. The 660-yard squares that we'll be shooting at are both a big and a small, one of which measures approximately 7/10, the other about 4/10. For this stage, because we're shooting mainly positional, I'm simply going to drop my bipod. I'm gonna shoot with just my rifle and an Armageddon Gear medium, so that the game changer, so that I have the most control over the rifle while maneuvering position to position without any encumbrance of a bipod getting in my way or causing hard to build positions. On my rifle, in addition, I have a mark for my elevation to make sure that while I'm transitioning, I can visually check that I'm on the right elevation at a glance without having the turret spin. If I happen to bump the turret and it wants to spin, I can quickly check that at a glance and know that I'm on the correct elevation. Additionally, because the target is 660 yards and the small one is quite small, I have to reference my level frequently to make sure I'm as absolutely level as possible, to make sure I don't have any misreads of wind due to a rifle being canted one direction or the other. My focus is purely on making quality presses, pressing the trigger slowly to the rear, holding and watching the shot on every single shot to get the flicker of the plate moving left and right. That'll tell me whether to hold more wind or less wind on the next shot. My wind bracket will be 0.4, 0.6 to 0.9, and that's based on some winds that we had of 4 to 8 miles an hour on average, and then up to a 15 that we had shot just a stage prior. In this case, due to the target distance being 660 for both of the targets, I'm simply going to dial 1. I have a note on my matchbook that it's 4.1 mils plus, which simply means it's actually, I need to round up slightly and try to favor a little high of the target because it is a little bit more than 4.1 mils. 4.15 is what I came up with a solution. Downrange, there are very few areas that you can tell what the wind is doing with flags or vegetation, with the exception of right close to the target face, in which case I'm looking visually for the foliage to start turning color. If it is, I know that the wind is up. If it's a constant color, either dark green, it generally means that the wind is a little bit lower. In position 3, it's a little bit awkward on how you put your body, but you can either square up to your bag with your right foot sort of rearward or step through one of the railroad ties to get a more square position to the rifle. Both of these changes are different strategies that can affect how you shoot downrange. In this case, cleaning the stage was not an easy task given how quickly the wind was switching. I started at a 0.5 mil call and had to move from 0.5 down to 0.4 to a little less and up to about a 0.6 over the course of just these 10 shots. The total time for this stage was a little over 70 seconds, so I had a lot of time left on the clock, but I was trying to avoid the wind switching by shooting faster and staying in a more constant condition. In this case, it paid off really well. Happy to have cleaned the stage and looking forward to the next one.